Hello, for week 2, we will learn about global warming. The background is showing you the causes and effects of what global warming does to the Earth. So the big question is, what is global warming? And what are the causes and effects of global warming? So the main topic of global warming is that the temperature of the Earth keeps rising. So that also means that the Earth's temperature keeps rising and keeps getting hotter. So we have 3 key questions about global warming. First one would be, why does this matter? Second, is this significant? And third, how does this affect us in our daily lives? So why did global warming happen? How did this happen? There are multiple reasons behind global warming, but some key reasons would be industrial development. So if anyone knows what goes in the blank, it would be carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide comes from the factories that are produced in Earth, and this is a key effect of global warming. A second cause would be the greenhouse effect. So the greenhouse effect is basically when the Earth, the surface of the Earth keeps warming up, and the troposphere, which is the lowest layer of the atmosphere, it causes other gases in the air to bring harm to the Earth's layers. The greenhouse effect can be a naturally occurring phenomenon, and it is possible that the effect could be intensified and eventually harm the Earth as an effect of so many factories and the meat industry as well. So some key gases that we'll be discussing throughout this topic is firstly methane. This can be used for your kitchen, for your gas as well. And it is also emitted during the production and transport of coal, natural gas, oil, and etc. This can also come from livestock and other agricultural practices like raising cows and sheep and other farm animals. Another gas would be nitrous oxide, N2O. So this is emitted during agricultural and industrial activities, such as, again, farming or factories and etc. And the third gas that we'll be talking about is ozone, or O3. So because of all of these causes to the Earth, climate change eventually takes place. So the Earth's temperature gets hotter, sea levels rise, and eventually natural disasters happen. So climate crises can bring about natural disasters, and it can bring about polluted air and other natural disasters. For examples, they have tornadoes and earthquakes and floods and storms. And natural disasters are normal, but global warming brings about natural disasters in a way so that they get increasingly more harmful to other people on Earth. For example, global warming can make it so that the gases in the storm or a tornado get more destructive and more harmful and dangerous. So this is one example of a recent evidence, and it's flooding. So this is from 2020, the year before, and this is a picture of the highway with a lot of cars, and there's a flood. And this is because of rising sea levels. Rising sea levels occur because of the Earth's temperature rising and therefore making the ice glaciers melt and our oceans are rising. So another question that can be asked is global warming even real? Or is it fictional? Some people, like in this picture, think that it's a myth or something like a unicorn or something that you can't really believe. The question is, why do people think this way? Why don't people believe in global warming? So there can be many different reasons behind why global warming isn't thought to be real for some people. It may be because they don't want to face reality, or maybe they don't believe in science, or they don't think there's enough proof. However, people that do believe in global warming are saying these facts based on actual evidence and studies and facts and data from scientists and other researchers who have researched a lot about global warming. It can also be based on personal experience. For example, if you don't live in a location where there are a lot of floods or rising sea levels or etc., people might think that because global warming doesn't affect them directly, it's not real. Whereas people who do live in locations with floods or rising sea levels or rising temperatures, they might think it's real because it actually affects them personally. So this is the part where I want to hear your opinion on whether or not you think global warming is even real. These pictures are, again, just a few more examples of ignoring global warming. This can be an example of the location that I talked about. However, this is for polar bears and not humans. For polar bears that live in Antarctica or other cold places of the earth, they might believe that global warming is real because they don't have a home to live in after all of the ice glaciers are melted. And I believe that this is a picture in South Korea where a heavy flood flooded the subway station and all the cars and buses, as you can see in the picture. And people who live in this area might believe that it's real because they've actually experienced it firsthand. These are the two questions of the day. The first one would be, how does global warming affect you personally or directly in your life? And second, will you ignore global warming or are you willing to make changes? And by changes, I mean, it doesn't have to be drastic. It can be small little changes like recycling or choosing not to eat meat or etc. So now for 10 minutes, I'll give you time to kind of think over these previous two questions and um, continue discussing your opinions on the key questions of global warming. Thank you.